Peace and power, family. I just want to share with y'all an article interceded with my commentary about the outright overt racist ex-mayor Rudy Giuliani and his comments that he made today and a few days ago. And his latest, as you can see with the headline, Rudy Giuliani says black children have a 99% chance of killing each other. Calls Black Lives Matter inherently racist. You gotta be kidding me. So we're gonna get right into it. Capping off his weekend of inflammatory comments after the Dallas police shooting, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani said Sunday that black children have a 99% chance of killing each other, so they shouldn't worry about police brutality. He also dismissed Black Lives Matter, the group and phrase itself as inherently racist and anti-American, and accused the movement of calling for the murder of police officers. Appearing on CBS Face the Nation, Giuliani had little to say about the Delhi police shooting that sparked Black Lives Matter movement and nationwide protests, including the one in Dallas that was ambushed by a cop killer. Instead, he said it's up to the blacks to show respect to police. If you want to deal with this one on the black side, because he's a spokesperson for black people, of course. If you want to deal with this on the black side, you got to teach your children to be respectful to police. And you got to teach your children that the real danger to them is not the police, Giuliani said. The real danger to them, 99 out of 100 times, is other black kids who are going to kill them, the Republican ex-mayor added, citing a statistic never shown in any research. Quote, "That's the way they're going to die." Can I stop right there for a second? I absolutely know that black people are smart enough to see this bull crap that he's spewing. But what he's trying to do is cause massive dissension in the black community by telling young black people and black people in general that they should not trust one another. That your other young black brother who looks like you and I is a threat to your life. Not the ones who are armed with guns on your patrolling your streets. Not from your neighborhood. But I'll go right back to the article. If he were a black father, once again being spokesperson for black people, he added he would warn his son to be very careful of those kids in the neighborhood and don't get involved with them because, son, there's a 99% chance they're going to kill you, not the police. Once again, I have to stop for a second. If 99% or 99 out of 100 black children are killers, there will only be 1% left. How is that a reality? In what world? The closest estimate to Giuliani's nonsense numbers is the FBI's 2014 homicide data, which said black victims are killed by other black people 90% of the time. The rate of white-on-white homicide, the stat said, is 82%. Giuliani's presidential candidate of choice, Donald Trump. Now let's continue. Giuliani's presidential candidate of choice, Donald Trump, last year tweeted that inaccurate claim that black-on-black murder rate is 97%. Once again, 97 out of 100, 3. Where's the math? Anyway, in his Sunday interview, Giuliani proposed no police reforms other than a zero tolerance policy toward disrespect. So shake us down and threaten us. The same way he said Black Lives Matter was a threat to police, he's telling the police to threaten anyone who disrespects them, like Sandra Bland, who was irritated because she got pulled over, who got pulled out of a car because she didn't put her cigarette down. But we not supposed to say Black Lives Matter. As for Black Lives Matter movement, he said its members sing rap songs about killing police officers and yell it out at rallies. When you say Black Lives Matter, that's inherently racist, the ex-mayor said. Continuing on, quote, Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, Hispanic Lives Matter. That's anti-American and it's racist, close quote. So, the freedom of speech, the freedom to protest, the freedom to claim any color, race, creed, or whatever fits you, identifies yourself the best in the so-called land of the free. That's anti-American, right? Right? To embrace your own culture in this nation, to claim that Black Lives Matter when all lives are supposed to matter. But we're the ones who are being destructed and targeted. So, consequently, you want to take away our First Amendment right, and you still wonder why we are screaming out for equal rights. You gotta be kidding me. What kind of crack you smoking? His comments came just 2 days after he hammered similar talking points on MSNBC, saying African Americans need to realize black kids are the real danger. No, they're in danger. During Giuliani's mayoral tenure between 1994 and 2001, NYPD officers shot and killed 160 suspects, according to the department statistics. That included 30 fatal shootings in 1996, the highest of any year between 1991 and 2010. Last time I checked, he wasn't even in office around those years. His mayoralty saw more than 10 deadly police shootings every year, though it also showed a drop from the David Dinkins and Ed Koch administrations, when there were often more than 20 fatal cop shootings annually. So he went from complete genocide to just a little bit of murder. But his terms were also marked by the fatal shootings of unarmed black men such as Amadou Diallo and Patrick Dorsman that set off national debates and protests like those seen today. You forgot about that? Diallo, a 23-year-old immigrant from Guinea, was shot 19 times after he reached for his wallet during a police encounter in 1999. The 4 officers involved in the killing were charged with second-degree murder, but acquitted. And they shot him 41 times. Well, they shot at him 41 times. Dorsman, 26, was shot and killed during a scuffle with an undercover officer in 2000. Giuliani himself faced intense backlash after he unsealed Dorsman's juvenile delinquency and said the victim was no altar boy, because you're one to judge. Dorsman's death was ruled an accident, and the cop who shot him, Anthony Vasquez, was not indicted. In his Face the Nation interview, Giuliani incorrectly stated that an officer who brutally attacked Diallo is now sitting in jail for 25 years due to the work of my police commissioner, Howard Safer, and the prosecutor of now Attorney General Loretta Lynch. He appeared to confuse Diallo with Abner Louima, a Haitian immigrant who was assaulted and sodomized by NYPD officers in 1997. That case, which occurred in Safer's tenure and was prosecuted by Loretta Lynch, led to a 30-year prison sentence for one officer, Justin Volk. So at the end, because I'm tired of all this. See, all he's spewing is this same old racist, nonsensical rhetoric and his use of methods of manipulation and trying to fool people. But it's especially black people. But it's young, conscious, educated black men who are unafraid to be unapologetically black and smart enough to point out your buffoonery. You're not going to cause massive dissension in the black community by telling black kids to hate themselves and not love one another. You're not going to cause dissension between the black community and police officers by telling the police officers to heighten up their threats and their force and not build relationships with the community. See, we're not going to let you spew all this hate, all these racist undertones, and all this rhetoric that makes no sense and allow you to get away with it, or allow you to even think that people like myself, young black men, are walking down the street believing that crap, or gonna listen to you speaking up as if you a black father. You don't have our skin, you don't have our trouble. You can't speak about our troubles and trials. You better open your ears and listen. That's about the only thing you need to do. You ain't listening on the whole time you was mayor. I'm not going all political, forget all that crap. It's about black people, peace and black power. We're not going to listen to that nonsense. We're not going to allow him to spew that hate and that rhetoric and allow that to manipulate people and thinking that's the way to go. No. Got so much more to say. So much more to say.